called me at work and said the man here, and he took the door off the hinges.
So you're telling me you moved into an apartment that was being rented by Greg Slate's mother. She was playing the land. It was a house.
It was a house. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and his mom, Teresa, was pretending to be the landlord.
Right.
Okay, but Greg Slate was really running things behind the scenes?
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
And so the place was rat infested and needed repairs, and when you complained, then Greg got into the picture.
Exactly.
Okay, and at some
point,
point,
I was at work.
And while you were at work, he took the door off the hinges?
Right, my kids called me and said, "Mom, this man is saying he the one who owned the house, and his name he's here and he's taking the doors off the hinges." And so when I got home, the door was off the hinges. So I called the police, and that's when, because he had came while I was there, and I called the police. And the police came. I had my lease and my ID showing that I was supposed to reside at that address. And the landlord made him put the door back on the hinges and told him that he would have to file an eviction notice.
Oh, you mean the police told him to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, so
he said if this house is not supposed to be rented out, he said then you have to file an eviction notice.
Okay. Now, let me briefly cover the other thing that you told me. You said that he started following you after you moved out because you couldn't take it anymore. He followed you, and you had to turn into a police station to get help, correct?
Right. He said that I took the Venetian blinds from his house, and that was his reason for following me.
He took the doors off without your permission, broad daylight, yes. and then followed you afterward.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right, Miss Hargrove.
And I felt, and that's how I ended up at the police station, because I feared for my life when he was following me.
Did he? He was following you around the neighborhood through Baltimore as you were going to move to your new place.
Exactly. And I waited till night because when I realized how crazy he was, because he was calling my job and threatening me on my job. When I realized how crazy he was, and then he came and took the door hinges off my door. Well, his mother was the one that was calling me on my job and threatening me on my job. And when I found out, when he came to my house, that's when I was like, something is not right with this family.
Oh, they're correct. No, they're really all of them are crazy, and they're in it together, and they're just the worst. Because they're thick as thieves, one of them will lie for the other one at the drop of a hat. You know, it's just really a sick situation. You would expect the parents to be better people, and maybe they have a bad son, but the mother is just like him.
Yes.
There's no difference between them.
Yes, and she's the one to me that really concocts up this stuff,
mm-hmm.
and then he's like, that's my mother, and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, you know.
Yeah, they work as a team. I don't know if you know this, but they were doing insurance fraud in Baltimore, making up, like Greg would have an accident and then they would swap IDs and they would pretend to be the other driver to make the insurance company pay. They did that to Geico, where they claimed that the other driver admitted he was wrong. But what Geico found out is the other driver was being impersonated by Greg.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when a situation happened to you, it's wow. Wow, I'll never forget that. I don't even know how I forgot that part. That's exactly what he did to me. And I had to wait until the next day and call BG&E and tell them to turn my gas and electric back on. And then I asked them, was there a pass? Because I explained the situation to them, and I asked, was there a password or anything? And there really wasn't nothing they could do.
Mm-hmm.
Because they didn't have any proof of who it was,
mm-hmm.
But they knew it was a male, and my voice, they know that that's a female that's on the account.
I'll tell you how he did it. Because we have private investigative services that Greg Slate was accessing, he got your Social Security number, called them up, and was able to verify your social, so they turned it off.
Yes, exactly. And that's exactly what they said.